Oh, in this video we're going to be looking exclusively at wild garlic. Wild garlic, also known as bear garlic or ramsons, you'll find from about December onwards, really, if you're in the right area for it. It likes riverbanks and dank woods, and you'll find it growing as a huge carpet. But quite often people are a bit scared to pick it because of their lookalikes or I don't know, just the lack of confidence with foraging. So here it is. I'm currently sat in a patch of it, so I'm going to smell absolutely wonderful later. It's this plant here. You see with these lovely long slender leaves. Now you'll have to forgive me, it is drizzling a little bit, so excuse the pitter-patter. But here you can see wild garlic, lovely long slender leaves. Doesn't have any extra lobes at the base, doesn't have anything really distinct about it at all. It looks exactly as you'd imagine any sort of allium to look like. That's the member of the onion family. It's completely hairless. There is a plant called hairy garlic, which I've found not too far from here, and that's slightly hairy, as I'm sure you can imagine. So that's visually what we look like, but realistically the ID feature to go for is the smell. Now the smell means you're looking for something that is garlicky, oniony, leeky, sort of spring onion, that kind of thing. And if it's a member of the allium family, it's safe to eat here in the UK. So even if you got this wrong with three-cornered leek or few-flowered leek or even hairy garlic, something like this, you'd be absolutely fine. The big thing that people, the mistake that people often make is they think that wild garlic has a bulb to speak of, that you need to go digging things up. Well, that's actually illegal in the UK, so you shouldn't be doing that anyway. But if you pick it from above the ground, which is what we've got here, actually that's where all the flavour is. That's really what we're looking at. Got an amazing punchy garlicky flavour, about as strong as basil, I would say, in terms of its flavour. So if you eat raw basil leaves, it's got that same intensity. Bit of acidity because it's obviously an allium, but you couldn't chew on these in the same way that you do with bulb garlic, because quite simply bulb garlic is very, very acidic, very, very strong in flavour. This is less so. It's quite a soft, sweet flavour, so it goes well in pestos and stir fries and all those things. Other bits that you can look out for, what have we got floating around? Here we go. If I just pull that out, this is one of the flower buds. You can see it's unopened, it's not opened up yet. This is an edible part. When the flowers open up, you can also eat those flowers. And when the flowers are pollinated, you can also then eat the pollinated seeds. They're like little garlicky capers, they're amazing. That's not really in season right now, that's more of a sort of May, June time thing. But it's nice to find these just starting to pop, because these are intense. Really, really, almost like pickled onion strength, fantastic thing. If you like garlic, this is the thing to go and do. Considerations for harvesting this properly: it should be leaf by leaf. It should be, you know, picking this leaf, then this leaf, maybe that leaf there as well. You see, I'm leaving no trace. That's a really, really important part of foraging. Quite often this is over harvested by commercial pickers who strip the land. They slice everything down with either scissors or knives or even scythes, taking everything with them, which is dangerous because you can get poisonous lookalikes growing in between all of these bulbs, but also it's completely destructive. It's needlessly destructive. So you need to make sure you're picking leaf by leaf, and you really don't need a lot in order to flavour a dish. Right, I think we should probably go and have a look at some poisonous lookalikes, things lurking in the undergrowth. So, just next to the patch of wild garlic, growing in a fairly similar way, although clearly not the same plant, is this plant. Now you can see this one has extra lobes at the base. This is called sagittate. The way that leaf looks, and you can see it's got these great big, some people would say bunny ears, or you know, little ears. It looks a bit like a trowel, I guess, and that's growing in amongst here. Now, lords and ladies, which this plant is here, if you get the sap on your sort of sensitive skin, you know, at your mouth or maybe your eyes, it would come out in great big blisters and boils. You'll notice I'm not handling it too much because I'll be eating shortly. I don't really want that on my fingers. So it's perfectly safe to touch the outside, although I tend not to make too much of a habit of it. But you can see just how close they are growing side by side, and to the untrained eye you could easily slip one of these into your jar of pesto, and that would be a bit of a disaster. Your face would swell up a bit like an anaphylactic shock. So best to be careful, which is why you need to check every single leaf individually, leaf by leaf, as they go into your basket, to make sure you're picking safely.